Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas is back on the Hill following yesterday's fiery Senate hearing over our country's worsening border crisis. GOP senators grilled Mayorkas over his inability to admit that the Biden administration does not have control over who and what is coming over our borders. The lawmakers even calling on the DHS secretary to resign several times throughout the hearing.
If you had integrity, you would resign. And I will tell you, the men and women of the Border Patrol, they've never had a political leader undermine them. They despise you.
What the senator said was revolting. I'm not going to address it.
Your refusal to do your job is revolting.
Don't you think it's strange that we have busloads of Chinese nationals coming across our southern border? I'm asking you, from a hostile country, I'm asking you if they're members of the Chinese Communist Party, and you don't know. Apparently, you won't say.
Let's bring in Republican North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis, member of the Senate Banking Committee, Senate Finance Committee, Senate Judiciary, and Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. Sir, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So what's your takeaway from this hearing? It did get heated at times. Multiple lawmakers calling for Mayorkas to resign. What do we take away from this? And does anything change as a result?
I agree with it. I think that Secretary Mayorkas, I called for his resignation a month or so ago. You have to look back in the last 12 months of the Trump administration. We had about 500,000 illegal encounters. That's people that are coming across the border for the first or one of several times. In the last 12 months, we've had 3 million. What's occurred over the last 2 years? A complete rollback of all the Trump policies that were working. They were legal, they were constitutional, and they worked. And now we have an administration and a Secretary of Homeland Security that I honestly believe thinks that open borders are okay. 80,000 people dying from fentanyl overdoses every year in this country is not okay. Allowing the cartels to make $800 million plus for human trafficking is not okay. Over 800 immigrants recovered dead on U.S. soil in 2022 is not okay. Not to mention the untold rapes, murders, and assaults that occur before they ever get to the border. Secretary Mayorkas does not understand the problem, or he's willing to accept the consequences of it, but either of the two make him unfit to be Homeland Security Secretary.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. This is the surge in northern border crossings as well, which fall into his lap. We've got October 22 to January, 24,000. I mean, we've got a problem at our northern border as well, Senator.
That's right. We do.
Why does he know this is happening and that his performance is not good? Why do you think he sticks around? Why will he not?
I don't know. His popularity among the Border Patrol officers and the Border Patrol Council is an all-time low. It may even be lower than Biden's. But they're shifting away from border enforcement. We have sworn law enforcement officers that are having to deal with the aftermath of these failed policies by the Biden and Mayorkas administration. More people are coming. More people are going to come. The country is going to be less safe. More people are going to be poisoned by fentanyl. And these are all things that were at manageable levels just 2.5 years ago.
Okay, but what do you do about it? What do lawmakers do other than hold hearings and show publicly that there's outrage about his handling at the border? Well, what do you do now? What's the next step here?
I'm going back to the border. I went on a bipartisan delegation a couple of months ago with Democrat members. I know that Mayorkas isn't willing to accept that there's a problem there, but members of the Senate are increasingly aware that they've got a crisis. And they're going to have a political challenge next year if they let it get even worse. So I hope we can do the work with the House to get border security measure through. It will probably require some treatment for immigration policy when it comes to the Senate. But even my colleagues on my side of the aisle that say, unless I only secure the border, I've got to go. It just doesn't make sense.
That is something, and is something that every American sees happening every single day. Senator, appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.